Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live remote broadcast from TrueFire. Watching this video reminds me of a very special event. It took place in Suave, Italy, at the Suave Guitar Festival. And it is, Frank Vignola was there, Anita and Davide were there. It was the first time that I met them. And there were some really, really special moments, which we'll talk about in a little while. But we have them both. We have Frank available here stateside and Anita and Davide in Italy. And we've got a pretty cool show planned for you. So without further ado, let's say hey to Frank Vignola.
Hello there. How are you, Brad?
I'm good, Frank. How you holding up, man?
Let's go. What's going on there in Florida?
Well, about the same that's happening up there in the northern lands of America. A lot of isolation,
Well, thank God we have the guitars. I tell you that, and music in our lives, because it's a lifesaver for me these days.
I know. You're shooting from your studio that you put together for your channel, right?
Yeah, I'm in here basically every day, doing a lot of videos for the subscriber questions, recording a lot of new video, learning a lot of new songs, trying to keep my chops up with good practice habits. So it's, I'm actually having a lot of fun. I'm used to socially distancing myself from most folks anyway. So
You still going out every day down to the store to try to get a ration of toilet paper?
Well, I just was able to score some toilet paper yesterday.
And what did you pay per? Well, are they selling it by the roll or by the sheet now?
They're just like the prices go up and up and up. It's really incredible to me. And as you know, I have 4 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So, they need a lot of food because they're all working out in the gym every day. That they made the garage into. So it's, that's what we do. I try to walk as much as possible. So I'm doing probably 8 miles a day now, which feels great.
Awesome. Hey, we had a few technical difficulties. Let's treat the audience to a little bit of music. Play us something.
A little bit of music. All right.
Beautiful. Hey, so I don't think that opening video of you playing with Tommy that wasn't Suave, right? Where was
that? That was in Sacramento, California. That was for a PBS show titled "The Four Generations of Jazz Guitar."
Mm-hmm.
Featured Bucky Pizzarelli, who was 85 at the time. God rest his soul.
Yes.
Tommy, Emmanuel, myself, and Vinny Raniolo.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the cut we did of a couple of Django tunes with Tommy, and I think that's the best we ever played that night. There was just something about the spirit of the music that night that was very special. So it's good. And then Bucky, that was the opening thing. I think the opening segment was a duet with Bucky. So really miss him. We lost him to the coronavirus.
Terrible.
Week. Another great player, Eddie Davis, who was the banjoist with Woody Allen, his right-hand man, for many years. We lost him. So thank God the music and YouTube live on, and video cameras, because it's a great way to preserve their great legacy.
Yes, it is. So I was, every time I see you play with Tommy, which you've done now hundreds of times, I remember the first time, in Suave, Italy.
Yes,
You remember that?
I do. Do you remember what was so special about that performance?
Oh,
Maybe I never told you this.
so many things, but go ahead and share what was special from your perspective.
Well, we did the song Nuage, which is usually in the key of G. Tommy was working in an old Kalamazoo guitar. So he was tuning it up to pitch slowly. So he was tuned down one half step. So before we go on, he says, "Hey, by the way, mate, tuned down a half step."
Uh-huh.
Well, I had to play on the spot Nuage in front of 1,000 people in the key of F sharp. So if you look at that video on YouTube, notice that was quick thinking.
Yeah,
I didn't drink too much Amarone that night.
Well, it was first of all, the performances were spectacular. I remember you and Tommy kind of, pushing each other a little bit every chorus. Tempo got a little faster. The moves got a little more, let's say, blazing. Okay. And you guys kept pace right through the end. It was really, really special. But talking about Amarone, right? That night we went to the restaurant. So,
yes,
yes. So every night after the concert, all of the artists would gather in the restaurant for risotto.
2 a.m., by the way, right?
I know, for Amarone. And that was the first time I ever met and then heard Anita and Davide do their thing. And that was very special, wasn't it? Do you remember that night?
They did all the Italian songs. It was unbelievable.
It was just unbelievable.
The
So
whole place was singing along. You remember?
it was just great. The risotto was great. The Amarone was great. Everybody there. It was just a really beautiful kind of once in a lifetime experience that actually happened more than once in our lifetime. It happened every night after those concerts, Pier Paolo, he was the, I don't even want to say promoter, really. He put that whole thing together. He had such heart.
No sponsors either. No sponsors ever at that festival.
No, it was just the anti-festival festival,
Right.
took place in Suave in a, what was that? Like kind of, it was a gated, castle or,
You mean
what was
the town?
that? No, the whole town was sort of,
Yeah, behind a wall, a gigantic wall built 1,000 years ago. It's amazing.
I know. It was just incredible. So play us something else.
You want another one?
We want more than one.
Okay, let's see. What do we got? What do you want to hear? What do the listeners want to hear? How about Paper Moon? I'll choose for them.
Cool.
that's fun.
That's awesome, man. I see man, I wish I could shout out to all the people here that are in the chat thread. So good to at least see your names and see your texts. Man, Scott Peters. We have Bruce White. We have Jeff On. He made Suave Italy too. I remember coming back one night after the Amarone and the risotto little party at the restaurant, and Jeff is there in the lobby of that hotel we all stayed at, and he's jamming away. And I think you sat down and jammed with him one night as well. So we're gonna I'm gonna let you set up and introduce Anita and Davide, who are sitting there at home waiting on us way over the ocean in Italy. Why don't you introduce them, Frank?
Well, just two of the most beautiful people I've ever met, with a gorgeous daughter who's probably, about 30 years old now? She was just born when I met them. And they're fabulous people, great entertainers. And Davide and Anita, please say hello from Italy. It's amazing. Oh, there's a video of them.
Anita and Davide, how are you?
Unmute. Gotta unmute the mic, guys.
You have to unmute your microphone.
Okay.
There you are.
Yeah.
Ciao, how
Now
are
we're
you there?
now from Italy.
I know you guys have had a very challenging time over there, but we were chatting just before this broadcast about how, kind of music helps you through the worst of times and the best of times. I was just talking, I don't know if you were able to hear the conversation with Frank, but we were remembering the first time we met you at the restaurant.
Right.
That macaroni and a plate of risotto, and you sang old Italian songs. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Sure.
That was really those festivals, Suave festivals. They were just really, really special events, right? What's your favorite memory from the Suave festival?
Oh, I think maybe the first one, because it was huge for us. It was on 2000, first time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the year before. It was the first time in which Tommy Emmanuel played, also in Italy. And so maybe he was at that time 30 years old, or maybe
20 years ago.
Yes.
So it was crazy. There was James Barton that night. And, I remember Tom Brash, Buster B. Jones, and then we played there. It was amazing because we were kids.
Yeah, it was so special, and so many special people there. Do everyone a favor and play one of the old Italian songs for us, and give people a taste of what we heard that night that blew us all away.
Mm-hmm.
Vorrei comprare i bagagli di Zanzibar, andar via via passeggiando per Milan, ballare con Mariannina la polchettina e sentire nel cuore boom boom lei è, boom boom lei è. Vorrei salvare quel dall'uomo in mezzo al mare, tu per parlare d'amor Mario, andare in carrozzella con la mia bella di qua e di là, mentre tutto questo Pippo non lo sa. Se io fossi un milionario, quante cose potrei fare? 101 pazzia, un capriccio straordinario mi vorrei pur soddisfare con gran voluttà. Vorrei comprare il bazar di Zanzibar, andar pian pian passeggiando per Milan, ballare con Mariannina la polchettina e sentire nel cuore boom boom lei è, boom boom lei è. denaro in quantità, mentre tutto questo Pippo non lo sa. Mentre tutto questo Pippo non lo sa, mentre tutto questo Pippo non lo sa. Yeah.
That was beautiful. If our audience can only imagine what it was like, 2:30 in the morning after a nights full of beautiful guitar music, the Amarone, glass of Amarone in your hand, the risotto and play, and boom, all of a sudden, Anita and Davide start singing these old Italian songs. It's just magical. Quick little station interstitial messaging here. First, I want to shout out, and if you haven't chimed in where you're from, please do so we can say hey. But we've got folks right now tuned in from Raleigh, Indianapolis, Ottawa, Traverse City, Michigan, Canada, Kentucky, Williamsburg, Houston, Palm Springs, Baltimore, Grosse Pointe, Michigan, Fort Myers, Honolulu, Central Florida, Queensland, Australia, Chelsea, Michigan, and I think it's Lincolnshire, UK. What we've done is, for those of you that tune in frequently, we often do, a little trivia challenge. But if you look underneath the YouTube video, anyway, there's a link there to give Frank and I hope it's a tip. Whatever, $1, $2, $5, $500, whatever you can afford. I'm sure it's not lost on everyone out there how, difficult this has been for artists who rely on gig money, festival money, touring money to, put the risotto on the table and, be able to buy a bottle of Amarone every now and then. So there's a tip link underneath there. Please click it if you can afford to do so, and just show your love in that way. And while you're over there, there's a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate you also demonstrating your love and support by clicking that thumbs up. They would very, very much appreciate that. Okay, so the question I have that I actually have never asked you in all the years that I've known you guys is, how did you get into, falling in love and then learning and performing all these old Italian songs? Where did that start?
We went to United States to perform in 2000, and we wanted to bring with us some of Italian typical songs. And so we started to research something very special and to go inside the history of music, of Italian music. And we found this Italian swing that during that period, it was not so famous, also here in Italy. And it was very difficult to find materials, to find the music. And so we had to meet all the old musicians from the 40s and the 50s and the 30s, and in person. So they bring us their music sheets, and they wrote by hand during that period in which they played in person this music. And we had to listen also the music from the vinyls, the 78 vinyls. So it was such an experience for us to meet all these old musicians and to listen to the music from the vinyls, that we fall in love with this music, and we decided to research more and to dedicate it to this music, a great part of our life as musicians. And because for us is like the blues for you is the roots of our music, and so to us it is a very important part of our Italian modern music.
Yeah, it's the melodies are so beautiful, and then the way you both arrange it and perform it and present it, while they are traditional, it sounds very contemporary and very fresh. Let's talk for a minute about your TrueFire channel called Double Espresso, right? Tell everyone what you're doing on that channel.
Oh, we have many experience in music. So in this channel, we want to put our experience we did in music. So not only finger picking or Italian swing, but also acoustic guitar, our songs, how to arrange songs. We talk about music in every sense. And we show many parts of the world. We have a special part where we show videos from Italy, from US, Switzerland, place where we went. So it's a very curious channel.
It's a beautiful channel.
So we like to speak about music.
Yes, and you do, and that's one of the things that you do great. It's not just you cover so many different styles, very contemporary styles, finger style, blues. I love when you play the blues. The channel is incredible. We just showed it on the screen. I don't know if you can see that from your perspective. But I think we posted a link there as well. Please go there, give it a go. There's a lot of free content you can check out, and it's another great way to support artists. There are subscriptions. They're very, very affordable, and I can definitely tell you that Double Espresso has enough cool stuff to keep you happily busy in the shed for months to come. God forbid we're going to be in the shed in months to come, but certainly for the next couple of months we'll probably be doing a lot of guitar playing. So let's play. How about O Sole Mio? How about that? You guys want to perform that for us?
It's a dangerous song for us because we live in Milano and they sing in Napoli. The dialect is very different.
Yes.
It's English for us.
It's what? It's what for you?
It's better to sing in English for us.
Sing it in English then. Go ahead.
Do you want another song?
Yeah, perform.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So
what? Sorry.
We can do a song from our new album.
Yeah.
We think that the title is perfect for this period because it's distances.
Very different from before.
Yes, different style, different everything. The blue lady sang long ago. how much distance can be between two hearts. The only thing I can feel strongly is the distance between the two of us. But I always open my arms in your direction, and I do the same this time too. Whether you want to find me again or depart, the distance can be full or empty. It depends on the intention to support the time needed to build, or depends on the rush to get away and be reborn somewhere else. I'm at a crossroads. I'm at a crossroads. It's up to choose. It's up to choose. Distance is between us. We can shorten that. Distance is between us. But all the distance is between us. In the silence that grows, distance is between us. I'm gonna change this truth.
That is wonderful. I love that album. That's the newest album, right?
Yes.
Right.
Tommy, do we have? Do you have that music video from that album?
I do. You want to watch it? It's for.
Yeah, let's watch it, guys. The album is great. You recorded it where? Nashville, right?
Yes.
Last year in Nashville, in a fabulous studio, the Cinderella Sound Studio.
And there's Steven Dudash. Maybe do you remember in Suave, the viola player with George Jorgensen?
Yes. Yeah. Incredible. Love it. And such a kind of a fresh sound, period, but really shows off a whole other side of your artistry. You know, I mean, you guys never cease to amaze us here at TrueFire. That's for sure. Is it okay if we play the video? Show
Yes.
everyone the video? Okay, Tommy, roll it.
One sec. Hang on, bear with me, guys. Let's start that again. Here we go.
Hey, people, get organized.
Organize, organize, you must be organized. Divide your days into and for and organize your time. Decide what to do and when who to meet. And always show your business on the spot and organized. Wake up early in the morning, drink it only after things. Go to bed early in the evening, exercise until you drop. Make a to-do list for every thought. But you're sure about to only positive ones. Organize, organize, you must be organized. Divide your days in 4 and 8 and organize your time. Decide what to do and when who to see. And always show your business on the spot and organized. Avoid distractions, you must concentrate. Always be well dressed and charming. alcohol, coffee, smoking, no fun, and no sex.
What? Are you crazy? No sex.
No, no sex.
1, 2.
Organize, organize, you must be organized. Divide your days in 3 and night and organize your time. Decide what to do and when who to meet. And always show your business satisfied and organized. Careful never to complain, neither friends nor relatives. They surely tell what you need in case you've already forgot any. They always know how to live your life. Shut down, take a deep, I'll be quiet and smile. Organize, organize, you must be organized. Divide your days in 5 and 10 and organize your time. Decide what to do and when who to see. And always show your business satisfied. And always show your business satisfied and organized.
Beautiful. Really nice.
Thank you.
It looks like it was a lot of fun putting that together as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
a lot. A lot of risottos and pastas.
Of course. You nice mandolin playing there. Is that the mandolin right behind you on the couch?
No, this is mine, but it came from Chattanooga. It's a gift from my friend.
Very nice. We have a couple of people in the chat thread asking about it.
Okay, this is a Weber, very cool. And the mandolin in the video is from my friend in Nashville. Just play there. And,
Beautiful.
I love mandolin. I play mandolin since 1 year and a half, so it's a new from.
Is Isabel there?
Yes.
I bring her into the camera, because we're going to show everybody her artwork for this event.
Vieni un attimo, per favore. Hey, Isabel. Oh, she is
Yes,
listening
that's
to
fine.
the music with the. I go to call her.
Okay. Tommy, show the artwork Isabel did.
There it is. Beautiful.
Beautiful. I want everybody to meet her. We have more people chiming in from Philadelphia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Corpus Christi, Warsaw, Arkansas, Milan, Minnesota, Chicago, Netherlands, Germany, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Oldsmar, Varese. Is it Varese, Italy, or Varese, Italy?
Yes, Varese is my city.
It is. Maybe it's somebody you know there tuned in. Vancouver, Palm Beach, and Merritt Island. Everybody say hello to Isabel. Hello, Isabel.
Hello,
Ciao.
Isabel. Ciao.
You are being broadcast live to many, many people around the world. And we just showed them your beautiful artwork. And we want to thank you for painting that for us. It's very, do you love doing the artwork?
Ti piace fare questi lavori?
Yes.
Yeah, she loves a lot. We are at home since 2 months now.
I know.
Lockdown, and she is painting everything. She is creating everything. Our house is full of things not right now.
Now, does Isabel play music at all or sing?
Yes, she sings, she dances, and she plays piano.
Wonderful. You love music, Isabel?
Piace la musica?
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite song that your parents play? Do you have a favorite song?
Qual è la canzone più bella che ti piace che insegniamo noi?
Organize.
Organized.
Nice.
Yeah?
The video.
The song from the video.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Hey, we posted a link. Ali, maybe you can post that again. If it's a free 7-day trial to your channel, which we talked about earlier. And, you don't have to enter a credit card or there's no obligation. Just 7 days. You can dig in, see all of the videos there. Do that. I can't think of anything better to do than that, actually. They've done something very, very special with Double Espresso, their artist channel. And I think you would all not only really enjoy and be entertained, but there's a lot of very cool lessons on singing, on guitar, on different styles of music. I'm waiting for them to post a video on cooking a good, tomato sauce. That will come, I hope, one day soon. But why don't we have you? Oh, please, link underneath the video. There's a tip jar. Please, whatever you can afford, if you can afford anything. It's a great way to support, the artists who are making the music. And, it's the music that's kind of getting us through these really tough and challenging times. We're showing the channel. If you click that link, you'll be able to get to everything. Have at it for 7 days. If you dig it, pick a tier and subscribe. Anita and Davide, how about one more song? And then we'll go back to our friend Frank in
A song from Frank. For
yeah,
Frank.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think you know Frank.
Oh, this was the song that Django Reinhardt played in a video, and there is just only one video in which he plays, and it's possible to listen to his sound. Yes, and so we are going to play this song. Tornerai da me perché l'unico sogno sei nel mio cuore. Tornerai tu perché senza i tuoi baci languidi non vivrò. Ho qui dentro la tua voce che dice tremando amor, tornerò perché tu è il mio cuore, tornerai perché tu è il mio amore.
Beautiful.
Bravo!
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to share your music, to share your daughter. We really, really appreciate it. We miss you terribly. Usually we get to see you, at least once every couple of years. So, stay safe there, stay sound, keep making music, keep doing your Double Espresso channel stuff because it's killer. And to everyone that's watching, support the cause. Check out that channel, hit the tip jar, pick up the album, or just go to their website and say, hey, guys, we'll see you next time. Okay, let's go. No. Now I'm going to let you introduce Frank. So you introduce Frank now.
Okay.
What an honor.
So I met Frank the first time. Maybe Frank don't remember, but it was 20 years ago in Ascona in
Ah,
a festival with Bucky Pizzarelli, and we have the first copy of our CD.
Our first CD together.
Not printed, just a copy. We recorded this the week before, so I gave a copy to Bucky Pizzarelli. I remember, and so it's a particular time to remember now. So it was maybe 2001. I don't remember.
wow.
So
Yes.
and Bucky was very nice, very nice.
Sweetheart.
And we met you in Suave Festival. We met you in Suave Festival, as Brad told before, and it was so wonderful to see you, to listen to your music. But most of all, to me, it was incredible to know you in person, and Vini, and to stay with you, to talk, and to do a lot of stupid things, because I remember that we had a very funny time together.
Well, I remember the first jam at the church. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Right.
When I sat in with you guys, and we had a ball, and I can't tell you how good it made me feel to see you and hear you play. And your daughter was just a baby. Actually, you were pregnant with her when I first met you. Is that correct? Wow. Good
Yes,
times.
yes.
Really good times.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
You brought tears to my eyes. Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao, Anita and David. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
A lot of kisses and hugs from here. Stay safe.
Yes.
Okay, Frank. Time to
Hey,
treat
buddy.
us. What?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. How about you? How about you do "Old Soul Mio"? Frank, thank you. You know what I remember? We've done a lot of projects together. How many courses have we done together?
I think it's over 30, or at least 30. I mean, we have so many in the can too. So
I know.
It's been a great 20 years. Thank you.
Well, thank you, man. You played that little kind of bluesy thing there at the end, and I remember, as we were starting to get to know each other, and I remember, us talking about, hey, how about a blues thing? Do you think you could do a blues thing? And I wasn't quite sure because I'd never heard you play the blues. And you did that first blues course. Remember Jazz Up? Jazz Up Your Blues. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, there's some great rhythm tracks in there too.
Oh, there's great tracks. But the blues was like, I remember being in the control room. We may have not even had a control room back in the day, but I remember just being like blown away. Play some blues for us right now. Nice. And then we did some gypsy jazz stuff. Play a little gypsy jazz for me.
Oh, let's see. I'm trying out a new pick, by the way, Brad.
It looks
pick. It's very
nice.
Very narrow end.
Very nice. Can that pick play Tico Tico or a little bit of Tico Tico?
Maybe
Let's see.
Sure.
Very cool. And one of Allie's favorites, a request, can you do a little salad and donuts?
Oh, wow. It's been a long time. By the way, this song was titled because I had a band, and the percussionist used to eat a lot of donuts. He was big. And the violinist, all he ate was salad, so he was like a little twig. So salad and donuts, I would introduce him as. There's that pick. See, you got to keep your chops up. You got to practice every day. That's why I love these live sessions, and I try to put up new performances almost every day in my forum and my channel because it keeps my chops up. It helps me to continue.
Yeah. So let's talk about that channel. Tommy, see if you can show everyone the channel. So you were actually the first the first guy to say, okay, I'll give it a go. Okay. And, you now have, a very, very large number of subscribers. And I think
1,200 unique videos. It's incredible.
Yeah. So, in Frank's case, as many of you know, and there's a lot of your fans and a lot of your students, tuned in right now, got into an accident with his ATV, and it was a pretty bad accident, and you had a big rod put in your arm, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. which was, we were all like horrified when we heard about it, and we're so.
You told me to buy that thing in the first place, Brad.
I did. I wasn't going to mention that, but I did tell you so, right? This channel, it's crazy. If any of the channel subscribers are tuned in right now on chat, share what you think about Frank's channel. So we're showing it on the screen, and it's got, everything. There's, beginner lessons, there's advanced lessons, there's chord melody, there's all kinds of workouts. Frank is one of the most, I don't even know how he does it. I mean, when you're touring hundreds of dates a year, and still manage to be, a prolific educator and publishing, just an amazing quality, range, and volume of material. My favorite section on the channel is the jazz song learning system. Can you tell folks how that works, please?
Well, there's 6 parts, starting with the chords to the song. And I go through, the main thing of the jazz song learning system for me is the chord guide, because I go through how to look at a lead sheet, which many lead sheets, as you know, they write in so many substitutions that I don't even know the names of half the chords they're writing into some of these fake books. So we break down like what chords to use when you're playing the chords to any standard. Then the melody. And then part 3, we do a comping technique. Part 4 is embellished melody, because a lot of times when jazz guys play solo, they will play a melody. They'll play the melody and embellish it a little bit to start their solo. Then part 5 is a soloing technique. And then part 6 is the jam. So by the time you're done with this 6-part series, you really should have the song internalized. And it's been great. I have a song request list about 100 songs deep. So it's been a great time, this lockdown, for me to just get a whole bunch of new video done. And you talk about the accident. The silver lining of my accident was that channel, because how many times did we speak and I was like, I just wish I had the time to do more. Be careful what you wish for. It's kind of a painful way to get the time, but nonetheless, it gave me the time to really develop, this channel, which I think we developed together, which is really, I'm very proud of it, and I love it. It's a great community of people too, so supportive. I mean, every day, 3-4 new, performances go up by the students, and I try to encourage them to perform in the forum section as much as possible, because you learn a lot when you perform in front of a camera, in this case, or in front of an audience. So anyway, it's a lot of fun to put it together, and I love questions. Keeps me, the video Q&A section, I think, is turned into one of my favorite parts, because it answers everyone's questions with a video, so it's documented. So it's almost like a frequently asked question section, which now houses probably 80 videos in that section alone. So it's a lot of fun. I'm sure you can tell by the excitement in my voice how much I love the channel.
Yeah, I know you do. You text me every other day about.
I'm sorry.
No, are you kidding? I love it. And that jazz song learning system, what I think is really cool about it, because, while I do like to play jazz, and I wouldn't consider myself an advanced player, but there are, breaking it down into 6 parts like that, you can, learn the parts that you're capable of playing. You can learn the basic chords, you can learn the basic melody. Even the embellish melody is something, that's fun to do. And then cop a couple of the licks from, your advanced soloing part, right? But what I also dig is you do 2 parts from 3 songs every month. So you get parts 1 and 2 in the same month. You're getting parts 2 and 3 of another song in the same month that you're getting parts, 5 and 6 in a third song. So, what I've noticed is that's very cool for people that have like limited time, right? But have you noticed people spending a little more time in your channel right now, because we have a little more time on our hands,
Right. Which great way to spend the days for me. So thank you for everyone for all the great questions and support. It's really nice to know that there's, a lot of people out there who love jazz guitar still. And it's a great way for us to connect people from all over the world. There's a gentleman from the Netherlands who's just, in the last few years of teaching him and him being in the channel, he's, what a player the guy is now. And he could barely play when we started.
Mm-hmm.
It really makes me feel good that the whole system of teaching online has been perfected, by TrueFire. It makes it very easy for me and the student to communicate and for the student to get better. And I think that's what I really am liking about the channel is you can stockpile now 1,200 videos that you can teach from, as well as continue to make new specific videos based on each student's need. Because everybody learns a little differently in music. And I think that's key to know that there's not one way to learn music, and everybody learns a little differently. So it's been pretty cool to discover new ways to teach the same material.
Yeah, you've got, a lot of, we have several of your students, chiming in on their experiences. And a lot of them mentioned, this notion of, I remember when you started, you had a kind of like you were deciding, you had a format. I'm going to do one of these every month. I'm going to do one of these. And then it kind of shifted to allowing, the students in there to ask you the questions or make suggestions. And you're very, very good about answering them. And
I answer every question because
I know it's
small. And I think it's important. If you're going to subscribe to something, you should get personal attention, and no question goes unanswered.
Yep. Hey, would it be okay with you if we published a 7-day free trial link to the channel?
Yes, please come in, join the party.
All right. So, Ali, if you could do that, this is the same deal as Anita and Davide, right? It's 7 days, free access, all of those 1,200 lessons, all the tabs, backing tracks, whatever. If you're learning jazz, if you're an advanced jazz player, if you're into jazz, even if you're not into jazz, this is a great place to check out. No time like the present to, kind of expand your horizons. There's the link there. And that'll give you 7 days, all access, no obligation, no credit card registration, no monkey business. Go check it out. I think you will be very, very pleasantly enlightened when you go there. Okay, enough talk. Let's play some music. Pick a tune. Your kind of sense of melody and your, how you embrace a melody in a song is, I think, one of the characteristics, one of your kind of signature qualities as an artist. Play whatever you want.
I just want to mention that, playing melody, I was very influenced when playing with Les Paul.
Mm-hmm.
No one could play a melody like Les Paul. Even when he was 90 years old and his hands barely moved, he would still just play so beautifully and bring people to tears every night. So being able to sit next to and experience someone like that for all those years just gave me a big respect for melody. So even when you play a melody alone, it should be, you can hear things like say the song Stardust.
The other courses that have attracted a lot of attention are, your chord melody courses. The first one you did was Chord Melody 1, 2, 3, which was, I thought, a really genius system to kind of get people, up and running very quickly with a good recent course.
Well, we did the soloing courses. I think they're at now, but we've done so many in the past year.
I know. Tommy, what was the name of the Chord Melody course we just did? Because that one went, as they say, number one with a bullet as soon as it came out.
Yeah, give me a sec. I'll find it.
Okay, yeah. While he's finding it, do a little chord melody thing for us.
Sure. Let's see.
Beautiful. Well, my favorite people too. And I have to tell you, those two incredible musicians also kind of sparked our whole kind of Americana, catalog in TrueFire, and we couldn't be more appreciative. But Marcy, who is a awesome, guitar player, an awesome mandolin player, awesome ukulele player.
Grammy winners too.
And Grammy winners, absolutely. They also have channels. You should check those out. But Marcy says she takes your chord melody stuff and then, kind of transposes it over to ukulele. She's got a great course, swing uke. So. Yeah. I love how you guys interact. I love how our artists are so generous with one another. It's just a beautiful community, and it's the way it should be, right?
Correct. Yes.
That course was Jazz Chord Melody Playbook. Do you remember? Do you remember that?
I do. I remember the picture.
Yeah. I know. Well, one of Frank's educational kind of approach characteristics is like with the chord melody, you would do one chorus, very basic.
Right.
Next chorus, it would be a little more embellished, right? Yeah. And then the third chorus, you pull the stops out. So whatever level of play you're at, if, you're kind of early intermediate, you'd probably start with the first chorus and work your way up. If you're intermediate, you could handle, the first and second choruses and then start working on some of the more advanced stuff. And, that's that's something that you do across, many of your courses, is always provide, a nice foundation to build on, right?
Right. Well, it's a great idea. A quick little thing here with chord melody is if you take a song and just play the root bass note and the melody only, you can start to frame. That was just the root bass note of each chord and the melody. And then you could start adding notes. It's a great way to, especially for beginners, to start to, frame out a chord melody arrangement. Quick little tip there.
That's a good tip. Give us another tip. Where would you take it? And that's what you show them in the playbook. where would you take it after you have kind of the bass notes and the melody notes?
Then you add one other tone. Let's say we have the song All the Thing or Autumn Leaves. There's the melody. The root bass note is an A. So if we add the fifth now of every chord, right, we have most of us know the fifths from the rock chords. Right? If we do that with the melody, now we start to fill in a chord melody. And then the final step would be maybe fill in with chords leading into the next melody statement. Always throw blues in for a minor chord. A scale. And then blues. Right? So that's kind of a quick little 3-minute version of how we put together a chord melody in that chord melody playbook. So it's really, I like the way it was laid out, and that's thanks to TrueFire for coming up for all these great concepts of how to educate from beginner to advanced. So my hat's off to you.
Our hats off to you, man. So let's see. Couple of things. One is, I want to bring everybody's attention back to that tip jar. You have no idea. 100% of those tips, by the way, go right to the artist. We don't keep a penny of it, of course, and it's very meaningful. Whether it's $1, $2, $5, whatever you can afford, you have no idea how meaningful that is in today's challenging times. Also, if you can't afford it, go and click that thumbs up button or do both. That also very much helps, show your love, spread the love, and we appreciate it. And I know that the artists, Frank, Anita, Davide, they appreciate it as well. Frank, what do you want to do now? You want to play something? You want to teach something? You want to show us how to cook a pasta? What do you want to do?
I've been cooking bolognese for my bowl, and I think the key is the olive oil.
Okay, run us through the recipe really quick, okay?
Well, first of all, you need a really good quality olive oil. And to pick out a good olive oil, you have to look at where the olives come from. If you see on the back label that the olives come from a whole bunch of different countries, it means they were shipped to a facility and then mass processed. That's not the best quality olive oil. You want an olive oil that is, the olives are picked and cold press processed within 1 hour of picking into the oil. And that is the most potent and healthy of all the oils. So that's a very important ingredient for a bolognese.
What oil do you use?
Well, it all depends what I could get, because a lot of times, I go through every olive oil thing. They must think I'm nuts in the store. I sit there for 15 minutes and look at all of the origins. And it all depends. Sometimes, these off brands, all of a sudden you see they're on sale. Like the latest one was I forget the name of it, but it was from Sicily. And I think it was the best olive oil I've ever had, and it was on sale. So I bought like 50 of the people are buying up toilet paper. I'm buying up olive oil. It's going to be healthy. So, and then the other thing is a good quality meat. You have to get good quality organic meat. And then basically you just fry up the meat, add some, I like a little pepper, a little red pepper, little high quality salt. And then you just let it simmer over a good quality pasta, and then the key is drizzling that olive oil over the top of the dish when it's finished. Mangiare.
And now, who taught you how to cook that?
Just out of out of necessity, having 4 boys who like to eat a lot. Well, bolognese comes in handy here.
Yes, it does.
My grandmother was a great cook, so I used to watch her every move on Thursdays when she used to cook her bolognese sauce and her tomato sauce. So
beautiful. Well, play a tune and let's dedicate it to your grandmother. How about that?
Wow. Okay. Let's see. She always liked the song. If anybody knows it. She was also a big fan of the sharp 9 chord, my grandma. That was a song called Anytime, probably from 1911 or so. And she used to sing that song whenever she would come to hear me play. Bring the house down.
Nice. Does your wife have a favorite song that you play? She must have heard you play thousands of songs. Does she have a favorite?
I was just playing the one the other day, which is one of her favorites, and I'm trying to learn it. It's called Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered by Richard Rodgers. A channel request, by the way. Learning it, so it's a great tune. It takes me a few weeks to internalize this song, and I have to practice it probably 15 times a day. So that's what I'm doing these days, is practicing that every day. Tough tune.
Talk about, Frank, we have a question from Thomas Moore, who, wanted to know if there are copyright issues that you can't teach jazz standards with Chord Melody. And of course there are copyright issues. But when you look at a course like the Chord Melody Playbook, right, as is the case with all of Frank's stuff, it's not so much about learning an arrangement per se, or, a particular tune. It's about learning how to learn songs. All of the things that Frank demonstrates and teaches are focused on, for example, that technique, which I love in the playbook, of, just do the bass notes. If you're following a piece of sheet music or whatever, you have the chord. Can you talk about that? How your lessons are more focused on the tools you need to be able to learn thousands of songs,
Correct. And also, whenever we do use a song, it's a public domain. There's so many beautiful jazz standards now in the public domain. So I think one of the songs we worked with in that course was I'll See You in My Dreams. We also worked with the song Avalon. And these are all great songs that were written before 1926. So, a lot of Gershwin tunes now are in the public domain. So there's a lot of great material to choose from in the public domain. But like you said, what we try to do is teach the techniques to now go take the techniques to any song that you want and apply those techniques to come up with a chord melody arrangement in this particular case.
Yeah, and you also, a lot of people, it's kind of a common misconception, and I can understand why. When you talk about a public domain song, these are songs that could be, obviously decades old, right?
92
But
years.
you've shown us in many of the courses using a public domain song and how you hip it up. Can you give us an example of that? Take, you use, I know, Avalon a lot. Show us, just hip up Avalon to demonstrate what we're talking about.
So now if you buy that course, you will be able to play like that within 15 minutes. Just kidding.
We don't see you with that guitar too much in the studio because you're using mine mostly down there, which is now more yours than mine. In fact, I consider it yours. Tell us about the guitar.
This is a 1940s Gibson L50 that was actually given to me. One of the first visitors I had after my accident was one of my students, Rich Nash. And he came up and he gave me this guitar. And it is, it's what I call a poor man's Gibson L5. Because it doesn't have all the fancy work, but this is my favorite guitar. I play it every day. I practice on it. There's no pickup. I never practice into an amplifier. So I always practice on an acoustic guitar. I don't know why. It's just very easy to pick up and play and carry around the house. So I love this guitar. It's a beauty. Real classic Gibson sound.
Yeah, it's a beauty is right, man. Frank, thank you. And
Thank you, Brad.
It was number one, great to see your face. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know if Anita and Davide are still tuned in. I know it's very late there in Italy, and I would have gone back to them and asked them to play a tune, but they have, you don't want to wake the neighbors up. But Anita and Davide, thank you so much. We think of you, so often, and hope you stay safe and sound there. And to everyone who's tuned in, we so much appreciate your support, the kind words, the thumbs up, the tips. You are, I know I'm speaking on behalf of Anita, Davide, Frank, and, all of the staff here at TrueFire and all of the artists that we're privileged to work with. It's really, at the end of the day, all about you guys, and, like Frank mentioned before, to, pass on the gift of music to somebody and see someone go from, one level to the next level, and to see the smiles on their faces. And this is really what it's all about. Music is a beautiful thing. You are beautiful people, and we love you and appreciate you. So check out, I'm going to pitch the tips again. Really, really important. Okay. Anything that you can do. Thumbs up, $1, $5, whatever, for Frank, Anita, and Davide. And underneath that link, you'll also see a link to a live calendar, as you can imagine. And it's amazing. Like, you just can't keep artists down. You just can't silence the music, These live streams you're seeing everywhere aren't necessarily, making anybody big money. But you just can't repress the music, right? So check out all the live events coming your way. There's some concerts, there's some more workshops. There's a lot of cool stuff, and we will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.